Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of Moving Mad. And honestly, when we talk about the phrase itself, moving mad, I'm just really disappointed at this moment in time, and I can't imagine how disappointed you guys are. And most importantly, not even disappointed, I cannot imagine how devastated every single person that is being physically harmed and emotionally harmed from these events. Now, what I'm about to show you, ladies and gentlemen, is more evident that Travis Scott could have done a little bit more. But not only Travis Scott, but at the same time, though, the people that were involved, the people that are supposed to control the crowd. But you know what, though? Let me just begin by giving a big, massive shout out to every single person that is a member of the channel, including Patreon, and every single person that is a subscriber as we continue to grow. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to get into this, and I'm just going to show you a clip from TikTok just to begin with, okay, ladies and gentlemen. And this clip itself in particular, it was hard, but let's get into it.
Hey, water! Anyone got some water?
Damn, no one got.
It's an ambulance in the car. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
So obviously you heard what was said there, okay, by Travis Scott. There's an ambulance there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So he's even aware of the ambulance, and as it says it clear here, point blank period. Travis Scott stops music at Astroworld, mentions an ambulance, saying "whoa," but continues to show continues to show after this. Then brings Drake out, and this part really disappointing because Drake is another person who understands the fundamentals. He's another professional in this moment in time. Now I understand that the show was not Drake, so therefore can we really hold any responsibility to no? But at the same time, though, I can tell you this now, though, as a man, forget about being in business. As a man, it is our role to tell our brothers, our sisters, our friends and families when something needs to be done, when something needs to be resolved. Again, it may not have been Drake's role, but clearly they're friends. Clearly they know each other, and a good friend would have been like, yo, you need to cut this. Yo, I ain't even going to come on the stage right now because there's clearly something happening. And let's not forget, Drake's a big boy. He's a big name in the industry. Now, obviously, he hasn't had any accusation to himself, which is respectful, and I understand that, but understand this though. There were so many freaking people there. So many people there that could have controlled the situation, that could have tried something, but no. A mosh pit has to be done. But obviously, as it continues here, ladies and gentlemen, it says here, crowd gets more intense with unconscious bodies being crowded, surfed out or on ground while people still raging on them. R.I.P. Now, also on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, I also have a clip for you from another YouTube source called Access, and I'm going to quickly play what they have at hand because they give us an update on Kylie Jenner as well as obviously Travis Scott. But let's get into this.
Kylie Jenner is speaking out for the first time since a crowd surge at Travis Scott's Astroworld Festival left 8 people dead and many more injured. The beauty mogul issued a statement on her Instagram story late Saturday, telling followers that she is keeping everyone involved, including Travis, close to her heart, writing, "Travis and I are broken and devastated. My thoughts and prayers are with all who lost their lives, were injured, or affected in any way by yesterday's events, and also for Travis, who I know cares deeply for his fans and the Houston community." The pregnant 24-year-old and her sister Kendall Jenner were in attendance at Friday night's show. As news of the tragedy broke, both women received criticism for having posted now-deleted Instagram stories of Travis's performance, including a clip from Kylie that appeared to show an emergency vehicle making its way through the crowd. The reality star went on to claim in her statement that she would never have shared the footage had she known the severity of what was happening, adding, "I want to make it clear we weren't aware of any fatalities until the news came out after the show, and in no world would have continued filming or performing. I am sending my deepest condolences to all the families during this difficult time, and will be praying for the healing of everyone who has been impacted."
I mean, listen, I'm just going to stop you right there just to say something. You got paid, and your life is still going to continue like it's nothing. But let's proceed.
Houston city officials confirmed in a press conference Saturday afternoon that those who died ranged in age from 14 to 27. Fire Chief Samuel Pena had previously told reporters that in addition to people being transported to medical facilities, many others were treated at the scene where a field hospital was set up in a nearby park. Astroworld concertgoers have been flooding social media with troubling images from the night, including videos in which attendees pleaded with stage crew to stop the show. Officials confirmed in Saturday's presser that a, quote, mass casualty incident had been declared at 9:38 p.m. Houston Police Executive Assistant Chief Larry Satterwhite, who was near the front of the crowd, told reporters earlier that he and Astroworld promoters agreed to halt the show in the interest of public safety after, quote, several people were suddenly down on the ground at once, experiencing, quote, some type of cardiac arrest or medical episode, adding that people were moved and CPR was administered promptly. Travis is said to have paused his performance multiple times before completing his planned set after 10 p.m. On Saturday morning,
I just want to say this, ladies and gentlemen. If he pauses set multiple times, then how is it that they still continue to happen? And that is something that is absolutely frustrating the hell out of me. You cannot tell me, or you can tell me, but the fact that you're going out here and telling me that he paused it multiple times, but yet still nothing was done? Like, really? Really? But let's continue, ladies and gentlemen.
the Sicko Mode artist tweeted a statement expressing his sorrow and condolences and pledging his commitment to cooperating with authorities in their investigation, thanking the Houston police and fire departments, as well as NRG Park for, quote, their immediate response and support. Hours later, the hip-hop star followed up with a series of Instagram story videos in which he addressed followers directly.
I just want to send out prayers to the ones that was lost last night. We're actually working right now to identify the families so we can help assist them through this tough time. You know, my fans really mean the world to me, and I always just really want to.
I mean, of course, his fans mean the world to him because his fans are his paycheck, but let's proceed.
Leave them with a positive experience. And anytime I can make out, anything that's going on, I stop the show and, help them get the help they need, I could just never imagine the severity of the situation.
An estimated 50,000 people were in attendance for the two-day music event. Saturday's lineup was canceled in the wake of the tragedy.
I mean, listen, ladies and gentlemen, right now, I'm lost for words, because I'm so frustrated because at the end of the day, the way this whole situation is being dealt with is not proper. The way the situation is being dealt with is just despicable. And the problem is that the thing that bothers me the most is that justice doesn't feel like it's going to come. I cannot really tell you what justice that I'm looking for. I really don't know. When you're so frustrated, you're like, I just don't know what justice I'm looking for. But you want some form of justice. Now, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you some screenshots again. As you can see, this one here says too many, and this is from someone's Instagram stories, okay? It says too many people passed away in the crowd tonight. Because remember, at this moment in time, ladies and gentlemen, we are under the influence that only 8 people. But do you know what? Why the hell did I just say only 8 people? It shouldn't even be 0. It shouldn't be even 1, sorry. But right now we are under the influence that at least 8 people have died. Now this is someone that was there, and they continued by saying this as well. I saw over 100 dead bodies, and then also continued by saying, I kept thinking they were gonna stop the music. I was literally dragging dead bodies out. I've never seen anything like it. And you know what though, ladies and gentlemen, let me just go back, because in the video that we just saw, they say that apparently Travis Scott had stopped his show multiple times. Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something real quick. When did you see him? No, sorry. How do you stop your show multiple times? But then, if you stop it once because something has happened, you stop it completely. It's just that simple. There's no other way around it. There is no other way around it, ladies and gentlemen. Like, honestly, this whole situation is just absolutely appalling. Okay, absolutely freaking appalling. And you know what though, just to add insult to injury, ladies and gentlemen, you know what's so crazy, right? The amount of ambulances that actually turned up that night too was absolutely absurd. And when I say absurd, I mean, listen, ladies and gentlemen, look at the screen right now. As you can see here, sorry, I'm just gonna dumb down the background. Sorry, ladies, I muted myself. But as you can see, the amount of ambulances that was there is absolutely ludicrous. Look at this. I've never seen such madness in my life. This is the problem that I'm having here. This is not the first time something this has happened. And this is probably not the last. Recently, we've gone through the experience of Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin went for a set where obviously sadly killed a young lady, okay? Unintentionally. Because a prop gun was not properly vetted. It was not properly checked. Now we have celebrities out here like Dwayne Johnson saying that from now on, I'm never going to use a real actual weapon, on scene. It's going to literally be a fake one, and that's it. I respect that. And obviously the events that happened at Ali Baldwin are events that had already happened prior in other films as well. Or in another event, which is The Crow with Brandon Lee, Bruce Lee's son, okay? These events, again, where people had been hurt, have happened before because of crowds, mosh pits and all this kind of madness. And the fact is, though, when is this going to stop? Because to be honest with you, there's times when I hear it here in the UK where now people who are rappers are now saying to their crowd, oh, everyone separate. And now mosh pit, mosh pit. And I'm like, what is this? What is this nonsense? This shouldn't be happening. And now we're in a situation where now this has happened. If there is going to be no justice, because at this moment in time, there doesn't seem to be any accountability held for nobody. There's no accountability. There's no self-accountability from Travis. There's no self-accountability from Kylie, but obviously, it wasn't her event. There's no self-accountability from the security. There's no self-accountability from the organizers. There's no self-accountability for anyone that was even working on set. I'm not hearing none of that right now. But what I'm hearing apparently is that some news outlets are trying to say that it was a crowd's fault. How can we blame this on the crowd? Let me tell you something real quick. Human beings are freaking animals. Human beings, you set them free, they're gonna be wild. So if you have a crowd and you're encouraging your crowd to be aggressive, they're gonna be aggressive. And let's not forget this: when people go to these events, don't act like people don't go there under the influence of alcohol and all this kind of stuff. Now that is down to them. Don't get it twisted. It is down to them. Don't get it twisted. But this is why we have security in check. The reason why events have security is to protect the brand of the artist. And if the security isn't going to do their job to protect the brand of the artist, the security there shouldn't be there. They should be sacked. And it should be more than that. But not only should that happen, if an artist can see that something is happening at their event, they stop it. We've seen acts bring people on stage. I don't really want to mention this live because it's not really, but it's the only thing I can think of right now on the top of my head. But let's put it this way. There was a time before when Kendrick Lamar brought a young lady on stage. It was a white lady. She started singing a song. She said the N-word. At that moment in time, he stopped the show and he said, hey man, let's not do that, because if you do that, it's going to get wild. That was brilliant. He stopped her and said, listen, let me give you I got a better example. UFC, no, not UFC, sorry. The first fight between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury knows what the Irish travelers are like. Okay, let's put some respect. Let's not say gypsy. He knows what they're like. And he knew he had to calm them down, because if he didn't, because on that first fight, when they said it was a draw, when he won, he knew what was going to happen from his fans. So he made sure that he himself had crowd control. I don't know if you remember that. Conor McGregor, one of the most notorious UFC fighters, loudmouth. He knows he's got fans that are wild. He's another Irish man, okay? He knows. But when it comes down to it, respectfully, if he can, or if he can't, at least his entourage, the people there, they know how to do a crowd control. Do you know what's so crazy? And I know I'm ranting right now, but I gotta rant. This is a music event. When you go to a fight, a boxing fight, or you go to a UFC fight, those are the places where it's more likely you're gonna see something gonna happen, because, or even a wrestling event, because you're watching fighting, it influences you want to get. This is not even that. So if you can control people in a fighting event, you sure damn can control people in a music event. You might tell me different. That is fine. But you're only going to argue with yourself, because I'm going to stick by what I say, because I've said what I've said and I believe exactly everything that I'm saying, because this is pathetic. We're living in a world and in a society where people are getting away with absolute madness. Something has to give. Something has to be done, because the fact is this. The fact is this, like I said before, mums, fathers, brothers, sisters, cousins, auntie, uncles, friends. All of those people have just lost someone in their life. Every single one of them have lost someone. Someone that was meant to come back. And let's not forget that there was a 10-year-old boy, a 14-year-old girl or boy, I'm not too sure. Minors. Listen, there was even a dog at the event. Now, how that happened, I don't know. I don't even know why someone even brought their dog there. To be fair, that's beyond me. And how the dog even got through is beyond me. Process the fact that there was a dog there as well. I have that footage somewhere, to be fair with you. I have the dog footage somewhere. Yeah, this is gonna be a long bloody video, man. I don't give a damn. Where is this? I've got a dog. I've got one of the dog. Okay, someone sent it to me. Let me find it real quick while I'm here because listen, man. Like this is pathetic. This is absolutely pathetic. Where is the one of the dog that was sent to me? Hold on a minute. Sorry, oopsie daisy. Hold on a minute. Okay, oopsie. You know what? You know what? I wasn't even gonna talk about. I don't know why, but you know what? Listen. You know what? I'll tell you what I do. The one of the dog, I'm going to link it down below in the description if you want to check it out. If you want to check it out. I just got to find it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. We're done. We're out. Peace.